What's going on, horror fans? Welcome back to Fearful Features, your weekly deep dive into the blood-soaked, spine-tingling world of horror cinema. If it slashers, screams, or seeps through the cracks in your closet door, you'll find it here. And since we've just closed the crypt on May 2025, it's time for a good old-fashioned horror review roundup. This month brought some heavy hitters, weird experiments, long-awaited returns, and, well, a few misfires. From killer unicorns to cursed bloodlines and sci-fi nightmares, here's everything I watched in May. And whether it's worth your time, your screams, or a spot on your horror backlog. Let's get into it.
We'll tear your soul apart. Be my victim. Fuck the prime time, bitch!
I'm looking for my sister. Does she look familiar to you?
She's gone missing.
I didn't say that.
Let's start with Until Dawn. David F. Sandberg reimagines the 2025 video game into full-blown feature, adding time loops and genre-blending chaos. The results? A mixed bag, if I'm being honest. The ambition is there. The supernatural threats, body horror, slasher tropes, it's all twirling together. But the genre stew ends up a little undercooked. Characters do not get enough time to breathe. The emotional stakes are flat, and the don't move tension scene is a cool callback for fans of the game, but it's not enough to elevate the rest. If you're curious, give it a shot. Don't expect it to be the next great horror adaptation. Think fun concept with a flawed execution.
That's not actually coming for our family. Because that would be crazy.
Now this, on the other hand, this is how you revive a franchise. Final Destination Bloodlines pulls off the rare horror feat of feeling fresh and faithful. Directors Zach Lipovsky and Adam B. Stein bring back all the elaborate death sequences we crave, but tie them to a darker, deeper origin rooted in the 1960s with a family curse. There's actual emotional weight to this film. The characters feel like people, not just names on death's list. And the kills are inventive, gory, and at times, kind of hilarious. Tony Todd's return adds an extra layer of dread, and while the CGI falters a bit in spots, the practical effects pick up the slack pretty damn well. This is easily one of the best entries in the franchise, and some could argue, the best.
He was showing me something. I get this feeling I don't think we're supposed to be here.
Leave it to A24 to give us a unicorn horror movie that feels like a dream you're not sure you liked. At least for me. Death of a Unicorn is gorgeous, weird, and absolutely one of a kind. The unicorns here are not graceful mythical creatures. They're ancient, powerful, and terrifying. The ecological undertones add some thematic weight, and Jenna Ortega, unsurprisingly, carries the film with ease. But there is a catch. It's slow. Like, absurdly slow. The symbolism is layered, the pacing is deliberate, and the supporting cast feels more like extras in a dream than actual characters in a feature film. It is a visual feast. This film is absolutely gorgeous, but it's more of an art piece with teeth than a Friday night horror movie watch. I do think it's worth seeing once, maybe twice, but that's about it. But do you know what's really scary? Mental health. Do you ever feel like your brain is the real haunted house? Like you're stuck in a never-ending slasher flick? But you're somehow both the final girl and the killer? Yeah, me too. But fear not, fearful fans. Today's episode is brought to you by Another Day, Stay Another, a mental health initiative that's here to remind you you're not alone. Even when it feels like the walls are bleeding and your anxiety is crawling out of the TV. We get it. Talking about mental health is terrifying. But guess what? It's okay to scream. Just make sure someone hears you. That's where Another Day, Stay Another comes in. Whether you're dealing with depression, stress, or just feel like the background character in your own story, this initiative is about holding on, staying grounded, and finding help when the monsters get too loud. It's a constantly growing nonprofit run by Chris Rogers daily, who is by himself, who just wants to get the message out there that it's okay to not be okay. Tomorrow will come and it's another day to make something new. T-shirts, tank tops, and hoodies are available now, and 25% of the proceeds go directly towards different organizations to help others in need.
I'm so sorry. I failed you.
The rest goes straight back into the Another Day Stay Another organization to keep the message alive and growing. So if you're like me and you feel like your mind's been trapped in a psychological horror movie lately, for me, think Hereditary but with a lot more coffee and more self-doubt. Take a breath, reach out, and remember, the final act has not been written yet, and you're the main character. It's not over yet, and neither are you. Visit anotherdaystayanother.ca to learn more, because sometimes surviving the scariest parts means just sticking around long enough to see the sunrise again, and again. That's anotherdaystayanother.ca to learn more. Flying Lotus returns to the horror scene with Ash, a cosmic sci-fi horror that plays like Alien had a baby with a Lovecraftian nightmare. And yeah, that's a compliment. The atmosphere is thick, the visuals are trippy and surreal, and the body horror in the third act, absolutely gnarly. Isa Gonzalez and Aaron Paul both bring their A game, grounding the surrealism with some much needed emotion and fear. That said, it's a movie that embraces ambiguity heavily. Don't come in expecting answers. Come for the mood, the tension, and the mind-bending journey. It's short, punchy, and lingers in your head long after the credits roll. If you like your horror being a little more cerebral, Ash might just be your jam.
The walls are bulletproof. I've also jammed the cellular.
Locked is a slow burn thriller carried mostly by Bill Skarsgård, and lucky for us, the man delivers once again. Set almost entirely in one location, the film's strength lies in Skarsgård's raw, emotional performance. Anthony Hopkins pops in with just enough gravitas to remind you why he's a legend, but the rest of the movie, not quite as memorable if I'm being honest. The villain's plan feels unnecessarily convoluted, the moral conflict feels forced, and Skarsgård's character really doesn't go through a whole lot of change by the end of the film, which leaves the whole experience feeling kind of hollow and what's the point? It's one of those watch once, appreciate the acting, move on kind of film.
Put the music back on. I'm gonna cut the bitch that did this.
Last, and unfortunately very much least, there's Fear Street Prom Night. Oof. I am a big fan of the original trilogy. Those movies hit a sweet spot between nostalgia and fresh slasher energy. This one, not so much. Instead of delivering tension, grit, and solid kills, we get a melodrama, over-the-top bullies, and dialogue that sounds like it came straight from a bad CW pilot. The atmosphere is flat, the kills are totally uninspired, and it just doesn't feel like it belongs in the same universe. There's a halfway decent performance from the lead, but even she can't rescue it from the glittery train wreck it becomes. It had all the ingredients of slasher gold. Even though the 80s nostalgia is a little overcooked, this still could have been good. A prom, a killer, a classic setup, but it fumbles in the execution hard. This could definitely end up, actually it is going to end up in my most disappointed of the year. So that's the bloody batch I survived in May. Bloodlines stood out as a big winner, Ash delivers some cosmic chills, and Death of a Unicorn took the award for most original weirdness. On the flip side, Prom Night missed the mark, Until Dawn didn't live up to its game's roots, and Locked, well, it locked me out of really caring. But that's horror. Some hits, some misses, and always something to talk about. But let me know what you guys think. Whatever it is, leave it in the comments below. Let me know. Let's start up a conversation about it. And if you liked this video, or if you didn't like this video, hit that thumbs up button, that subscribe button, and that notification bell to stay up to date with all the horror content I have coming your way. Stay scared, stay safe, and I'll see you next time with another fearful feature.